Ever found yourself deep in thought about the infallibility of our justice system, wondering if it's truly as perfect as we make it out to be? As these words echo, we see the silhouette of a person trapped behind iron bars, his despair palpable. This may be a discomforting image, yet it's a question we must brave ourselves to ask. We then transition to an image of a courthouse, the symbol of justice, a cornerstone of our society, not always as pure and uncompromised as its facade. It's a brutal truth, one we need to confront head-on. Today we delve into the world of wrongful convictions, a phenomenon that breaks lives and shatters our confidence in the justice system. A close-up shot of unbalanced scales, symbolizing that the scales of justice are not always even. They're influenced by elements not always seen. Human mistakes, flawed forensic science, coerced confessions, and misidentified witnesses. These are just some of the factors that can tilt the scales unjustly, leading to convictions. We transition to a graphical representation of statistics. In the United States alone, since the first DNA exoneration in the late 80s, hundreds of people have been exonerated, having spent years, even decades, in prison for crimes they didn't commit. These are not insignificant figures. They serve as a stark revelation that our justice system, despite its many merits, is not infallible. We intersperse scenes of courtroom drama that represent the reasons behind these wrongful convictions: defective legal representation, unethical prosecutors, prejudiced jury selection, and even unyielding systemic racism. These issues are challenging to address. They necessitate a deep scrutiny of our justice system and a readiness to reform. We cut to a montage of individuals and families whose lives have been disrupted convictions. Each wrongful conviction is a life uprooted, a family fragmented, a person who has been denied their liberty and their dignity. This is the true price of wrongful convictions. A cost not measurable in monetary terms, but in lost time, crushed dreams, and devastated lives. So, the question lingers: how many innocent lives are being squandered behind bars? For more accounts of redemption and justice served, make sure to subscribe to our channel, and we cut to a shot of a subscribe button. Let's delve deep into the heart of this issue by stepping into the shoes of those who have experienced this injustice firsthand. The screen transitions into a reenactment of James' story. A young actor, clad in a robe and mortarboard, personifies James, a promising college student in the early 90s, harboring dreams of becoming a lawyer. His dreams abruptly dissolve into a nightmare as the scene shifts to a courthouse. He's accused, wrongfully convicted of a crime he did not commit, and handed a life sentence, all based on a single eyewitness testimony. The revelation of the coerced eyewitness testimony comes through a dramatic courtroom twist, and after 20 agonizing years, a poignant scene unfolds where new DNA evidence finally exonerates James. The devastation of lost years, crushed dreams, and a stolen life is evident in his teary eyes. Next, the camera pans to Maria, played by an actress embodying a loving mother of two, working tirelessly as a nurse. The abrupt accusation of causing harm to her patients, her pleas of innocence, and the unjust 40-year sentence is a roller coaster of emotions. A decade later, the real culprits are unveiled through a hard-hitting investigative scene, and Maria's subsequent release is bittersweet. Her children have grown, her career destroyed. These narratives, artfully reenacted, are not conjured from thin air. They are the lived experiences of real people who had lives, dreams, families, and yet, due to a flawed system, they endured years, even decades, of undeserved punishment. Their freedom, dignity, and faith in justice were stolen. These reenactments of James's and Maria's stories vividly illustrate the human cost of wrongful convictions. They give a face to the profound suffering and irreversible damage caused by errors in our justice system. They remind us that a mistake in a courtroom can result in a lifetime of agony for an innocent person. These are not just stories. Picture the intensity of a man locked up in prison, battling to prove his innocence. Imagine this as the beginning of the path to exoneration. A camera pans through the convoluted trail to exoneration, filled with pitfalls. A complex journey demanding stamina, patience, and an unyielding pursuit of the truth. Shots flash showing the fight against time, against bias, and often a rigid system hesitant to concede its own flaws. Now let's delve into the harrowing story of one such individual. A man trapped in a tangled web of misidentification, malfunctioning forensics, and rushed judgment. Wrongfully convicted, we see him thrown into the bleak labyrinth of the penal system, his of innocence reverberating unheard against the cold, unfeeling walls of his cell, but he stands resolute. He clings to the truth while the years turn into decades. His path to exoneration is marked by his consistent claim of innocence, setting him apart from his fellow inmates, often making his journey more grueling. He seeks help from every possible source, writing letters, filing appeals, requesting DNA tests, anything that might bring the truth to light. He persistently catches the attention of a dedicated group of advocates, specializing in justice for the wrongfully convicted. These advocates, armed with sharp minds and a passion for truth, are seen engrossed in his case. They probe into the details, question the evidence, and seek fresh witnesses. Every rock is upturned, every lead followed, every piece of evidence re-examined. The battle is arduous, and victories are small and hard-earned, but each one is a step forward, a beacon of hope in the darkness. And finally, after years of relentless struggle, a breakthrough. New evidence is unveiled, evidence that incontrovertibly proves his innocence. His exoneration is a victory, not just for him, but for every individual wrongfully convicted. His story is dramatically portrayed as a stark reminder of the flaws in our justice system, but also a testament to the unbeatable spirit of those who fight for justice. The path to exoneration is a testament to the human spirit's resilience and the pursuit of truth. The stories we've shared are a call for reform, a plea for justice. As the narrator speaks, we see images of people protesting peacefully in the streets, their banners pleading for change. They are cries from the heart of our society, captured in raw footage of those affected by injustice, urging us to scrutinize, to question, and to change a system that has proven fallible. The need for reform in our justice system is not merely a desire, but a necessity. To prevent the horrors of wrongful convictions, we must act. As this line is delivered, we see a close-up of a man's hand signing a petition for reform. There are solutions, there are initiatives. As these words are spoken, we see a series of clips showing judges, legal professionals, and scientists working diligently in labs and courtrooms. Their actions range from improving our forensic science practices to ensuring right to competent legal representation. We can also work on implementing safeguards against false confessions and eyewitness misidentifications. The camera focuses on a police officer switching on a body cam, a symbol of increased transparency. Increasing transparency and accountability within our law enforcement and prosecution practices can go a long way. In the end, it's about creating a system where justice is not just a word, but a reality. A reality where truth prevails over errors, where the innocent are not ensnared in the web of injustice. The camera pans across a crowd gathered outside a courthouse, their hopeful faces watching as an innocent man walks free. The fight for justice continues, and we all have a role to play. The final scene is a group of people coming together in a community meeting, discussing ways to enact change. Let's play ours. As we delve deeper into these narratives on screen, we're faced with the colossal aftermath of wrongful convictions, affecting not just the individuals, but the societal fabric at large. Our cameras have journeyed through the heart-wrenching chronicles of lives jolted off course, of aspirations put on hold, and of justice, not just postponed but denied. Against such overwhelming odds, we witness the resilience of the human spirit, rising from the ashes of wrongful conviction, reborn in the incandescent glow of exoneration. Still, the toll is unthinkable, the scars indelibly etched, a stark reminder of the flaws in our justice system. Our lenses have captured the dire need for change, to prevent the fracturing of more lives, to uphold the principles of justice that our society cherishes. The stories we've rolled out today on film are not just anecdotes. They serve as a rallying cry, an appeal for change, a tribute to the unyielding human spirit. As we strive towards crafting a truly just society, let's keep these narratives alive, continue to question, to seek truth, and to demand justice.